Good evening and welcome to the annual organizational meeting for the Village of Pleasantville. Today is Monday, April 6th, and we are meeting, as is required by state law, to reconstitute the board, to swear in newly elected officials, go through a series of rather dry resolutions that we will need you all to suffer through. And they will then close the organizational meeting and open a new special meeting, which is a big night for the Village of Pleasantville, with 2 police promotions and a new police officer being sworn in. So with that, our first order of business tonight is to swear in the 3 newly elected members, the first being our longstanding village justice, John CURLEY. I will swear him in, and then he will repeat the favors of me. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, John CURLEY.
I, John CURLEY.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of New York.
And the Constitution of the State of New York.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of village justice.
And I will faithfully discharge the duties of village justice.
In the Village of Pleasantville according to the best of my ability.
In the Village of Pleasantville according to the best of my ability.
Thank you.
Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, Peter SCHERER.
I, Peter SCHERER.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the State of New York.
The Constitution of the State of New York.
And the Municipal Code of the Village of Pleasantville.
And the Municipal Code of the Village of Pleasantville.
And I will faithfully discharge my duties.
And I will faithfully discharge my duties.
As Mayor of the Village of Pleasantville.
As Mayor of the Village of Pleasantville.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Colleen and Joe started.
Connie? And now get the swearing of 2 trustees. Connie, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Colleen Wagner.
I, Colleen Wagner.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the State of New York.
The Constitution of the State of New York.
And the Municipal Code of the Village of Pleasantville.
And the Municipal Code of the Village of Pleasantville.
And that I will faithfully discharge my duties.
And I will faithfully discharge my duties.
As a trustee for the Village of Pleasantville.
As a trustee for the Village of Pleasantville.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You're up.
Just repeat after me. I, Joseph STARGIOTTI.
I, Joseph STARGIOTTI,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
The Constitution of the State of New York.
the Constitution of the State of New York,
And the Municipal Code of the Village of Pleasantville.
and the Municipal Code of the Village of Pleasantville,
And that I will faithfully discharge my duties
and I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a trustee for the Village of Pleasantville.
as a trustee for the Village of Pleasantville
According to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So it's a night of new arrivals, but it's also a night of one departure. Jonathan Cunningham, where are you? Where is he? He's hiding. Why don't you come on
To the
up?
last seat.
I can report, as a lot of the people in the room know, that Jonathan arrived on this board 12 years ago. 12 years in the harness as a village trustee, which is one impressive record. I have a few things to say about his tenure, as well as a few things to give him, but I know that there are some other people who might like to say something. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to comment on Jonathan's departure? Welcome, Mike Gilfeather. Long-standing trustee. Come around.
All right. Well, since I had a little bit to do with recruiting Jonathan into this role, I never thought you'd stay this long, though, Jonathan. Really. But I must say that I have to say some nice things about him, and it has to do with the fact that he was very committed to this job. For 12 years, he really put it all out there, treated it like his full-time job, which I know he treated his full-time job with a lot of vigor. And I think the same was the case here. So we were very fortunate to have him serve us in the village here, and I'm thankful for that, Jonathan, and welcome to retirement.
Any other commenters from the audience? Bernie, former Mayor Bernie Gordon.
I was one heartbeat from your job.
Thank you.
You know, Jonathan, you've been a tremendous service to the village. All I remember is when we first started, I guess it's 2003, you just loved campaigning door to door. And I know you continue that tradition for the last 12 years.
Indeed.
But it was always great to have Jonathan there because you had a steady hand, and if somebody who contributed tremendous to the village, and especially with your expertise, and I think we all thank you for your service.
Thanks, Bernie. Any other audience members? Board members? Anything to say?
Definitely have something to say, that's for
Go
sure.
back to my seat.
I've waited far too long for this.
She's got a speech.
JC,
Mindy,
Boo Boo,
Dory.
I just got a few things for you. We had this little thing going on. Jonathan accused me of not remembering things sometimes, so he called me Dory from, do you girls, guys know what that's from, Dory?
Do you?
Finding Nemo. Remember her? She walked around, she didn't know where she was half the time? Well, that was his nickname for me. Okay, so many Monday nights, Jonathan, your entrances to the meetings, always late, always hungry, always the rock star. Your unconventional approach, shoot from the hip style, open kimono. The pick-me-up you always got after you chowed down on some delivery from Magic Walk is epic here in the village of Pleasantville. So to keep the Monday night tradition going, I have a little something for you. Here's a menu, so you don't forget all of those deliveries, and a gift certificate to Magic Walk. Okay? Now, I want to make a motion tonight that we, and maybe if the mayor will allow me, to declare Monday night dinner takeout night in Pleasantville, because I'm concerned about the local economy now that you're not, a trustee anymore. So I encourage everybody to order out on Monday nights in memory of Jonathan Cunningham. Also, I think of all the meals you're going to have alone now, because I know Tanya is going to get to the point where she's going to say, geez, I used to have Monday nights all to myself, and now I got to look at him. So I think girls' night out is going to be Monday nights from now on. And so I bought you a little something you could have on your meals that you could. This is the caramel Miranda face that you can make on your Ms. Food face plate, okay? And you can make all kinds of different things with your food when you're eating alone, okay? So you won't be bored, okay?
All right.
So this is just, I'll put this here in the pile for you. Hopefully it will help you to eat slower and healthier, so when you're making those faces there. But your contributions to meeting is like no other trustee in the history of the village. Your recall of the facts were unprecedented. Your easygoing way when times get tough, but seriously, calculating the P&I on bond ratings on 15, 20, 25, 30-year bonds. I can't imagine how you're gonna, fill your time. You gotta keep sharp. So I got you a little something to keep sharp with your numbers, a little Sudoku. So you've got to sit down and do that on a daily basis just to keep your mind sharp there. And speaking of free time, you have a lot of hobbies. You have your photography hobby, your biking, your running, because you post it on Facebook every time you do it and make us all know how much you've done it.
That does that.
All right, well, kill the app. I'm sick of hearing about how much biking you're doing.
I gotta get that one to you.
But you're always one to experiment and try new things, right? New hobbies, new careers. So I thought you might want to try something more adventurous, like get the gnarly side of you out there. So I considered all your career experience and your life skills And I think your skill set, you could maybe try piracy. And here, you could like, figure out what like new clothes and boots and things.
outfit,
Yeah, you do, right? There's your pot of gold.
I wonder where that went.
Also, your new hobbies, you have to think, you need a new hobby. And before you build a new pond in your Vermont home, try fishing. Here, you could just try it here first, okay? Before you build yourself a lake on your Vermont pool, try fishing before you want to go do something fishing. But, I'll miss you terribly, in all seriousness. I've become to depend on you for so many things. And I thank you for the time, the countless hours we spend here, and your duty and your contribution to this board has really been unbelievable, and it's made my job a lot more enjoyable. So thank you. And when you find yourself down and out on a Monday night, got one more thing for you. You just think of us and all the fun we're having, okay?
I will. I will do.
Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart. I'm taking the pledge. All right, now here, you gotta take all, I know that the mayor has something for you too. Yeah. Take Tanya to Magic Bar.
We have an audience of mainly armed.
What, you think that somebody's gonna steal all your goodies?
No. Because it's cloud going.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Put that on the desk. And Mindy's already made reference to Jonathan's eating habits, and on more than a few
I'm feeling
occasions.
suddenly hungry. On this spot.
On more than a few occasions.
Carry the torch.
Takeout food would arrive before Jonathan, and I'd sign Jonathan Cunningham on the form. How much should I tip the guy? Jonathan's probably a heavy tipper. At any rate, we're concerned about that, as Mindy mentioned, so we made you an emergency kit. It's the Johnny Bond Retired Trustee Nutrition Kit for emergency use only. It is well equipped with a Magic Walk menu, but also animal crackers, yodel, so you'll carry that around.
I will.
Keep that in the back of whichever vehicle you're driving on a given day.
Uber.
With Shane's assistance, we wanted to find some image that would crystallize both your attention to everything that was said in the room, as well as your thoughtful consideration of every matter before you, and conceivably you'll have to let us know whether there's anything involved about a faith in a higher being here. Here's Jonathan. Classic.
I think I was thinking, oh, please, sure, shut up.
Shane suggested this was to thank God it's nearly over.
That could be that too. I gotta figure, I can gauge my age by how much hair there is. Okay, that's well, 40 year.
We leave you with this plaque. I say we leave it with you. Mindy says we'll miss you. I don't intend to miss you. I intend to take advantage of you. As Mindy indicated, it's been an extraordinary 12-year run. It was a great day for the Village of Pleasantville when you walked in these doors. A little bit of a sad day when you walk out. Not as sad as it might be if you were moving. We know you're not.
Yeah.
And we have a document for you to sign indicating that you'll never grieve your taxes.
Minor detail.
Where's the judge? 12 years I've been waiting to grieve my taxes.
You have been a great partner. We have tangled constructively on lots of subjects. We have worked cooperatively together on many subjects, and there has never been a meeting when we weren't glad to have your insight, your commentary, and your good humor.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
A few words.
Well, 12 years, I could go on all night. But there's a lot more important things to happen tonight. Passing of the torch for me, but also promotions for the police force, a new entrant, and he's a big one. So I don't want to hold up the proceedings too much. I will say this: we do an important job here, and I always took it, as Michael nicely said, and Bernie. two guys who I hold responsible for me having been locked here for 12 years. But the reality is the greatest service that we can do is to make sure that the people who really run this village, many of them who are here tonight, are the best that they can be in the service of this village. And in 12 years, I've been lucky. Peter, I know, and most of us have been lucky to see the retirement of, and we're sad to see them go, but the passing of the torch from almost every, in fact, just about every managerial position that the village has. In that, you know, that's start here with Chief Love, from Tony Charletti, Joni Ehrlich from Virginia Pancati and Seniors, Robert Hughes from Mike Testa, Jeff Econom from Steve Johnson. So I mean, it's the ability to find great people. It's been awesome. We couldn't do it without Patty, who was our first hire. That I can say we've been greatly fortunate for having made that decision. Quickly followed by Mary Schwartz and Noreen a little bit later in the treasury function, which this village really needed, and which one of the reasons that I came on board was to really try to work in that area. Linda Belafato has taken over as rec, as we all know. So that's our major, that's the major force, that the management team that runs this village. And then, I look around this room with the police officers. I've shook most of your hands either for, hello and welcome to the force, or congratulations on the promotion. I see you around town. You don't ticket me that often, and I do appreciate that, although I suspect that will change now that I've been demoted off the board. The only person that I didn't hire, who was here before me, was Judy. And the one thing I could say about Judy, the one milestone though that with Judy that I'm proud to have been part of, is her becoming a grandmother. So that was a nice milestone there as well. Served with Bernie and Michael on the board, along with Joe, who is a retread, and I am glad that he's come back. He never wants to, he can't ever not finish something he started, and he didn't get through his 3 terms last time, so he's back, and thanks, Joe. Colleen, second term, I'm really glad that you stepped up and ran. You've been a really good, I remember when I debated against her, because my last election was contested, and they asked her to describe herself, and I think I said this at the public meeting. She said, "I'm a force." And I was thinking, Star Wars. But indeed, when she sets her mind to something, she doesn't stop until it's completed. And having somebody like that on the board is awesome. Peter SCHERER, he has got a good vision and a good heart for this village, and God knows we've been through ups and downs over the last 12 years. He does a great job, and I'm glad that he decided to be mayor again. Mindy, a.k.a. Dory, I can't remember her last name, but the greatest battles and the greatest joys, is about the best way to sum up Mindy. She is, she will dig in at times, and eventually I might find logic in what she's dug in about. And other times it's inspired. So, again, I'm glad that you're on the board. You provide a great counter to many things. Steve Lord, who I just realized today, his editorial and his editing abilities are second to none on a piece that I wrote as a departing piece for the village on tax certiorari. Oh, joy. But Steve brings a perspective to the board that, quite frankly, the board needs more of, and this village needs to step up and do more of, and that is new blood, new creativity, a new sense and for the village's direction, which, quite frankly, this board, myself included, we've been at this quite a long time. Having some new blood on that board is good. Steve represents that. We need more of it, and I hope it comes. 12 years, we had a great run. We have had a great run. We've been through hard times. We've been through good times. We got it mostly right, and I must say that when we didn't, I voted in the minority. Check the record, cheer.
I crushed him.
Yeah, but it's been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed every minute, nearly every minute on the board. And I did miss the pizza, which when I first started, we used to get pizza every Monday night, and they stopped that. Hence my deliveries. But no, I look forward to a new perspective and watching you guys do what you do so well. Thank you. I am not pulling a Grammys thing here. My wife, Tanya, who... By the way, Tanya, this is where the meetings happen, just in case. I think this may be her first or second time here, so thank you, Tanya. And guess what? You're going to have me home.
Saint Tanya.
All right, in the category of a shameless plug for our good friends at PCTV, but a very, very timely one, the aforementioned Jonathan Cunningham is the honoree at the forthcoming PCTV Benefit Gala. That will give all of us another opportunity to recount with great solemnity our respect for Jonathan's service. So let me just encourage any of you to take a look at this at pctv76.org. It's an event on Saturday, May 2, honoring Jonathan. All right, so let's see if we can scamper through these dry as dust resolutions, close this meeting, and start the next one. Series of mayoral appointments, which I will move. Number 46, resolve the Board of Trustees hereby approves the following persons to positions listed below for terms in accordance with village law. Village Treasurer Mary Schwartz through April 2017. Deputy Village Clerk Patricia Dwyer through April 2016. Deputy Village Treasurer Noreen Regan, April 2016. Acting Village Justice Virginia Collins, Esquire, through April 2016. Prosecutor George Pappas, Esquire, through April 2016. Assessor Philip Platts, who is departing us from April 6th through May 3rd. And then our new assessor Lloyd Tash, starting on May 4th through April 2016. Trustee Police Pension Fund to serve with the Mayor and the Police Chief, Stephen Lord, through April 2016. Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Motion approved. Number 47, resolve the Board of Trustees hereby approves the following mayoral trustee assignments to boards, commissions, and committees. PCTV, Trustee Stargiotti. Fire Department, Trustee Stargiotti. Affordable Housing Committee, Trustee Stargiotti and Mayor Scherer. Parks and Rec Advisory Board. Zoning Board of Appeals and Architectural Review Board, all Trustee Wagner. School District Conservation Advisory Board and Foodchester Farm Market, all Trustee Lord. Library Board, Recycling Committee and Beautification, all Trustee Berard. Planning, Chamber of Commerce, and Sustainable Westchester, formerly NREAC, all Mayor Scherer. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye, motion approved. Resolve the Board of Trustees hereby approves the mayor's appointments to the following persons to boards, commissions, and committees. Dan Franklin to the Zoning Board, term ending April 2020. Planning Commission, Russ Klein and Phil Myrick, term ending April 2018. Architectural Review Board, Bjorn Slate and Jeff Lupica, term ending April 2018. Ethics Board, John Nona, term ending April 2016. Bernard Gordon, term ending April 2017. Eric Christensen, term ending April 2018. Conservation Advisory Council, Helen Muir, Tom Daniels, Libby Brenneschultz, Doug McDonald, and Jennifer Frawley, all terms ending April 2017. Karsten Johnson, Village Curator and Historian, April 2016. Beautification Committee, all terms ending April 2016. Kathy Dinkle, Chair. Marion Coughlin, Fran Scribella, Elizabeth Ward, Tanya Cunningham, Marlene Canapi, Marilyn Ross, and Pat January. Pleasantville Recycling Committee, all terms ending April 2016. Dan Turner, Kim Turner, Ruth Fisher, Sharon Evrutik, Helen Muir, Justine Collins, Jane Carr, Edwin Kuo, Linda Shankman Curtis, Andrea Garbarini, Pradeep Bowie, Pat January, and Virginia Pancotti. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion approved. Steve, next.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees, based upon the recommendation of the police chief, hereby approves the...
No.
Nope, not
You
yet?
got to go to 49.
49.
Schedule a regular work session meeting.
Okay, do you have that out?
Here you go.
Everybody awake? Sorry about that. I jumped
No
ahead
problem.
on
I thought it was all in here.
Yeah, me too. Resolved that the Board of Trustees shall hold a regular meeting at 8 p.m. on the second and fourth Monday of each month, except April, when the organizational meeting shall be the first Monday and shall convene at 7 p.m. Work sessions shall commence at 7 p.m. on the second and fourth Monday of each month, from May through December, and then every Monday at 7 p.m. during the months of January, February, March, and April. All meetings of the Board of Trustees will take place at Village Hall, 80 Wheeler Avenue, second floor, unless otherwise noticed.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Thank you, sir.
Sorry.
Thank you. Mindy?
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby sets the following procedure for calling for a special meeting by the Board of Trustees. The special meeting can be called by either the mayor or at least two trustees acting together. The Board of Trustees will be contacted by telephone, text message, fax, or email. In the event a special meeting is so to be called, all attempts will be made to contact the news media and public as soon as practical after calling the special meeting. Thank you.
Electronic issue done.
Yes, sorry.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion approved. 51.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby designates the Journal News and the Examiner as the official newspaper for the Village of Pleasantville.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. 52. Joseph.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the following as authorized signatories for drafts and transactions at all depositories: Peter Scherer, Mayor; Mary Schwartz, Treasurer; and Noreen Regan, Deputy Treasurer.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion approved. 53. Steve, which you can definitely paraphrase as further stated in the record.
Okay. Resolved that the Bank of New York, the J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, Wells Fargo Bank, TD Bank, Hudson Valley Bank, Webster Bank, Tompkins, Mailpac, and Cooperative Liquid Asset Security Systems be and the same, and are hereby designated as depositories for all funds of the Village of Pleasantville. And it is hereby directed that all funds of the Village of Pleasantville shall be deposited in said banks unless otherwise specifically authorized. And then the resolution goes on further to say that no funds shall be paid by the treasurer of the Village of Pleasantville except pursuant to a judgment of or order in accordance by the law. And then further resolved that checks and drafts or instruments for the withdrawal of money of the Village of Pleasantville from those banks and depositories shall be signed by the treasurer, as stated in the record. Thank you.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. 54.
Read that one last year.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the village administrator to approve in-state conferences in accordance with General Municipal Law, Section 77-B, and further resolve that all out-of-state conferences shall be approved by resolution of the Board of Trustees.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion approved. 55. Colleen.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby sets the standard business mileage rate for transportation expenses for village employees using their personal vehicle for village business as per the rate guidelines set forth by the IRS.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. 56. Joe.
Resolved that the village treasurer is hereby authorized to implement the Village of Pleasantville's investment policy, which is a document to be filed in the office of the village clerk.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Steve. 57.
Whereas that the Board of Trustees is determined to authorize payment in advance of audit of claims for public utility services, postage, freight, and express charges, and whereas all such claims shall be presented at the next regular meeting for audit, and whereas the claimant and officer incurring or approving the same shall be jointly and severally liable for any amount disallowed by the Board of Trustees. And then further on, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees authorizes payment in advance of audit of claims for all public utility services, postage, freights, and express charges, and all such claims shall be presented at the next regular meeting for audit by the Board of Trustees.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Mindy. 58.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby adopts the Village of Pleasantville's purchasing policy. The document is filed in the office of the village clerk.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. 59. Colleen.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby adopts the Village of Pleasantville's credit card policy. The document is filed in the office of the village clerk.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. We've gotten through the dry as dust resolutions. These are the reasons our offspring say, why do you want to do this? Is there a motion to adjourn our organizational meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.